Hey guys, what's up? I was looking at one of Turbo Thrust 348's videos just now, and it was about a generator regulator tester made by Sears. It was a vintage piece he picked up at I think he said at an estate sale just for a couple dollars, and I really like his videos. I suggest you guys check his channel out if you have not. If you like mid-century cars and technology and things like that, he likes a lot of the same things I do, so a lot of you do also, so please visit his channel and subscribe to him if you have not. But that got me curious to look through my trusty 1959 Sears catalog here and see if I found that item in there. I did not, but I always get a kick out of looking through this catalog because it's kind of a fun thing to do, and it's also pretty sad and depressing because it shows you a lot of neat things we used to have, but the bad part is a lot of neat things we used to have we don't anymore because that people got away from this. They got away from buying quality made things in the USA, and it went to China, went to everywhere else. So that's where we are. And you know, not pointing the finger at any particular reason, but let's just say it's because of all you. But that said, that's out of the way. Let's take a look at some of the stuff you used to be able to get there in the automotive section. Now, one thing that you could always find wheel covers. Dress up your car, chrome plated wheel covers. Different kinds through here. And as then as now, they had versions of commonly available OEM hubcaps. Those look sort of like maybe a Mercury, just a moon type. I can see that one looks a lot like a Plymouth, about a 59 Plymouth. That looks like about a 58 Ford hubcap, and that might be a Chevy version there. But you could get these for the price of, let me see, focus here. Come on, focus. Drag racing style wheel covers, each $2.95 each, set of four, $11.49, and those are all metal, and they went on from there. Let's see, this camera blows. Yeah, the OEM style for 1959. I told you, 1959 Plymouth, 1959 Ford. That's these I just saw. Whoops, up here. Okay. If you want a set of four, $13.50 back then. You could also buy a replacement grill. And this is through Sears. Now you know what Sears is down to now. This is stuff you could just order. Station wagon cushion. You used to be able to buy Continental kits. That was a big thing back then. $86.50. Bumper included. Gauges, transmission jack, tire chains, car heater, defroster kits. Now, here's antifreeze. This is how antifreeze used to come back then in 1959. Didn't come in a plastic jar or a jug. Permanent antifreeze. I don't know if that's, let's see, ethylene glycol. Yeah, it used to, some I'm going to show you here, some of them had methanol in it. It's made out of methanol, not glycol. Buy before November 15th and save on our best antifreeze. Use easy terms. Look at that. If you buy at least four of them, you get it for $1.79 a gallon. That's a pretty good price on that. And then you go down the line here, and then you get down to this, the cheapo. This is methanol antifreeze. This is our good quality. This is a real buy. Check the freeze points in methanol table at right above. Then check the low price. Contains full strength methanol, pure and undiluted, with a special inhibitor it had to invite rust, will not harm rubber. So where's the table at here? quarts of methanol or Durazone needed. If your car holds 16 quarts, you would need, well, 2 quarts would get you down to 21 degrees. 4 quarts would get you down to 3 Fahrenheit. Then, for instance, then there's the charts on -8, -20, -36, but they got away from all that because that stuff's no good. Thermostats. Now here's the section I started to look at first for turbo thrust stuff. This is a super analyzer, and it just goes through and checks dwell, faults, things like that. And timing lights, I had those old neon timing lights that used to be prevalent. And then there's a testing kit for the do-it-yourself home mechanic. $22 for that. All kinds of stuff. Compression tester, vacuum tester, you name it, amp engagement. And I thought I found that one. This looks quite similar to the one that he has, but in 1959 this was called the starter battery load tester. Rheostat varies battery load 0 to 600 amps. Test motor circuits, cables, connections, etc. under maximum load. 4 and I think that says 5/8 or 1/8. It's hard to see through the camera. 4 and 5/8 inch meters. 3 range voltmeter reads 0 to 4, 0 to 8, 0 to 16 volts. Ammeter to 600 amps. $39.95. That's it right there. Because you know you don't want to go out on a cold morning and have a dead battery. So this helps keep your charging system in tip-top condition. Look at these hydrometers, not hydrometers, these antifreeze testers. Look how nice those things were back then. I'm looking for one of those. And you could buy generators, regulators, because as they say, when you need a generator, you may need a regulator too. That's right. You could get rebuilt starters, spark plugs, points, distributor caps, coils, rotor button, condenser, distributors. Stop winter's drain. Get Allstate's power team. That's right. Some real neat. Oh yeah, look at this. I love these slogans. Allstate's super spark plugs put the punch where it really counts, across the spark gap. You got that right. When you call on the engine room for an extra burst of power, you don't need to be running down the cylinder. Is your battery too low to start your car? Let Allstate booster cables do the job. That's right. Carrier straps. I mean, anything you could think of. Battery cables. Look at those batteries. You can't buy those anymore. Car covers. Battery boosters. Heavy-duty battery chargers. Spark plug wire sets. Windshield wipers. Windshield wiper parts. Batteries. Check the power ratings, and you will buy Allstate batteries. That was their house brand. I don't know who made them for them, but that was their house brand of everything. They sold Allstate tires, batteries, you name it. Motor scooters. Few brands show SAE ratings. They're stamped on every Allstate case. These SAE ratings are the accepted quality standards of the industry. The 20-hour ampere hour rating shows reserved for slow drain and power costs by stop and go driving while lights, radio, heater, etc. are running. Now, you may laugh if you drive modern cars about that. So you say, well, that didn't happen. Why would that happen? Well, you got to remember back then cars had generators on them and they didn't charge well at like idle speed. So if you were sitting in traffic and you had your lights on and the heater and the wipers, then it just about doesn't charge. So you could, if you sat there long enough and stop and go traffic, you could run your battery down, believe it or not. So you'd have to, what you did back then is you'd have to kick it up into neutral or park and rev the engine to make sure that the generator was putting out enough amps to keep the battery up. Fully tested 3 ways: laboratory tested, factory tested, fleet tested. Yep. So how much would a battery run you back then if you had to buy a battery? Let's see. Not seeing the price on these. Huh. Well, yeah, look at that. They went from $565 to $865 to $1115, $1165, $1365 for the top of the line. Super 36. 66% more. Now, isn't that a laugh? You know how much batteries are now? $100 for a battery, at least. Even as you know, young, so to speak, as I am, I remember when batteries were about $40. You can buy exhaust pipes, dual exhaust kits for that crackle of horsepower. Mufflers. Anybody remember the muzzler, Sears muzzler mufflers? Standard mufflers. If you want to just go cheap, you can get one for $4.39. Glass pack. So if you're wondering what they put on cars back then, they put in glass pack mufflers. Water pumps. Brand new water pumps, not just pressure tested, but factory vacuum tested under tougher punishment than your car can give. Top quality. Why pay high original equipment prices? All-state pumps match or beat pumps on new 1959 cars. They're complete. Why buy a bargain pump that's short on parts? These are complete, and we tell you the parts you get. If you're buying one for a 1932 Ford, it's $3.19. For a Plymouth 1935 to 56 standard, it's $5.98. So what if you had one of these fairly recent 1955 Chevys with a 265 V8, small block V8 in it? How much would a water pump run you? Well, you just consult the list over here. Chevrolet 1955 to 59 all V8 except 1959 348 engine. Well, turbo thrust, you're out of luck right there, I'm afraid. They don't have your pump. It would be $6.69. And you want one of these because ball bearings are lifetime lubricated. No need to lubricate ever. Shaft seals are lifetime packed. No need to ever worry about repacking the shaft seals. So what if you need a radiator? Well, you just come right over to the next page over here. There's your heavy duty radiator, brand new, not rebuilt. Now they don't have them for everything. A lot of older cars they have them for, but $49. This is one thing that kind of price sort of didn't grow a whole lot. They were still about $50 back then for most of the common ones. Engine gaskets, carburetor. Look, now here's a problem I've had many times. In fact, I'm having this problem right now on this Plymouth out here, the new one. Old carburetor robbing you of speed and gas. Install an all-state rebuilt carburetor yourself. That's right. It's definitely robbing me on speed. Oh, I love this stuff. Look at this. Read this. 6 crucial parts that are always replaced in a Sears rebuilt carburetor. Idle needle valves, malfunctions cause rocky, rough idling. Linkages, wear results in loss of power and low gas mileage. Pump pistons, misfit will cause slow, jerky pickup. I have that now in that car out there. It's slow, jerky pickup. It doesn't have enough pep. Power jets, wear here restricts gas flow, loses power. That's right. Float and needle valve, wear causes flooding and wastes gas. That's right, because it goes all either on your engine or down the intake. Meter jets, malfunctions means fewer miles per gallon. The 7th step is inspection of every other part in the carburetor and a replacement of any other misfitting or malfunction piece, whatever it may be. So, you got them for Cadillacs, Chevrolets, everything. Strombergs, Carters, Stromberg WW, Carter WGD. How about that? Hollies, Volkswagens. Fuel pumps. How about fuel pumps? You need a fuel pump? New Allstate fuel pumps, single or double diaphragm types, are best to have nylon diaphragms, 50,000 mile guarantee. Can you believe that? 50,000 miles is guaranteed to that pump. Warren fuel pumps costing you gas and power to install new Allstate. You can do it yourself in minutes. Well, maybe back then, not now exactly, but $2.19, $6.49. Look, they even had gum out carburetor cleaner back then. Come on. I really have to read it to you, I guess. Just hang gum out can under the hood and connect to the carburetor with a plastic tubing included. Start engine and follow the enclosed directions. How about that? I know what you did back then. Oh, I forgot all about that. What you did is you disconnected your fuel line and you ran the car right off this can of stuff there, I guess. There's your carburetor kits. So what if you're really hard on the car and you actually blew the entire engine up? Well, just come to this next page and buy an engine. Why make costly repairs? Buy a thrifty Allstate rebuilt engine. Well, you know what? I need a good engine for this Oldsmobile out here, so I wonder if I could turn to this and find an Oldsmobile V8 engine in here. Here we go. Let's come right over here. Old Rocket V8 cars. Let's see. A 1956. That's a little small for mine, but full price, $369.95. If I trade in my old engine, you get a $100 credit on that. If you want it with heads on it and a timing gear and a pump, then it's going to be $409.95 with a core trade-in. Yeah, that's a pretty good deal. What's the warranty like on it? Rebuilt to modern factory. The guarantee, cars are 90 days or 4,000 miles. Well, you know, you could always just rebuild it. You got repair kits, crank kits, pistons, you name it. There's so much in there, guys. I can't go through all this. It's amazing. Every page I turn, more and more to look at. I would suggest, if y'all want an extreme amount of entertainment, if you're into stuff like this, get on eBay and see if you can find one of these catalogs. These things are unbelievably interesting. Now, if you want to soup it up, you could customize your engine, get more pep, performance, and fuel economy. We could put on a 3-deuce intake, put on a 4-barrel carburetor. Actually they call that a high-speed intake. That's right. You give as much as a 15-horse boost over stock manifolds. A must for top power and flash. That's what it says. In street driving or tough competition, has hot spot for better warm-up. Precision made of finest heat-resistant aluminum alloy. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Boy, it's really going to have good pickup now after throwing those on. That sucker will be gone. What a gas, man. Alright guys, well I'm going to wrap it up. This is really interesting. I love these things. I love this catalog. Like I said, I can't do this too often because I start getting depressed about it slightly, because you know, it seems like the longer you live, the more it seems like things tend to go downhill on us. But oh well, guess it's all the grand plan. So okay, I'm going to post up another video, and we will see you guys on the road somewhere later on. Thanks for watching.